Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I'm talking on behalf of my colleague Prasad, but I have here with me Arvind and Narasimhan from Tapestry. He's the Senior Director of IT Technologies. I have Jagan Gupula, who's basically Director of SAP Technologies. He'll talk about SAP, and I have my colleague Sabrina. We intend to talk about the innovation which we have done on S4 today. So I'll not take much time and give it to Arvind, and there are different innovations which we put on top of S4, and I would like to explain what happened. Arvind, over to you. Give us a brief, and then probably we can go one by one labs and what we've done. Thank you.
Thank you, Amitabh. So, to begin with, just a quick introduction to what Tapestry is. So, as you can see, we are a house of brands, and with Coach being the large prominent brand, and then Kate Spade and Stuart Weitzman. So currently we are 3 brands, operate in 55 plus countries, 5 continents. Like I said, 1,300 directly operated stores across 3 continents. So that's the large footprint. As you can see, we pretty much covered a large footprint of all SAP applications. We have the financial side covered with Ariba, Concur, we have HRIS covered, we have business process consolidation, BPC, finance, and then right in the middle, the core of it is S4 HANA, the fashion solution. We have CAR, which is the customer activity repository. We also have integration frameworks, GRC, and success factors, which is the HRIS solution I spoke about. So pretty much in a span of 2.5 years, we completely modernized our platform with implementation of a full SAP latest version stack while we went live with that version. And as you can see, it's been a great journey for us. As Amitabh mentioned, with GroupSoft, we really are here to talk about some of the parallel innovation tasks that we undertook. While the project was in progress, we kind of also had a focus on driving innovation, and the results of that we were able to achieve in a very short span. We went live in September, and we are just in January, but already you can see that some of the tasks that we had taken up as part of a parallel journey have started to bear fruit. So to talk about the first one, we're going to hand it over to Jagan.
Thank you, Arvind. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jagan Gopala, Tech Lead SAP Applications at Tapestry. As Arvind described in previous slides, we have gone through a 2.5 year long project on the S4 implementation. At the same time, there are opportunities for certain innovations to unlock the potential of the S4. At the same time, to cover certain scenarios which otherwise the standard SAP out-of-box solution cannot be achieved, or to extend the capabilities of the S4 and take it to the next level. And as SAP would have partnered with many innovation companies and would have come up with certain products. And one of the problem statement we have had was automating certain approval process to take it out of SAP and interact with SAP in making certain actions. So when we were exploring that problem statement, we were considering or contemplating various solutions, various products. As you all know, there are certain ways we interact with SAP. One way of interacting with SAP is a standard SAP GUI. Another way of interacting with is a web browser. And lately we have a Fiori and other type of device agnostic interaction with backend SAP. However, in a day-to-day life, we always use something called an email. People wouldn't have thought about interacting with SAP using an email is certainly a scope for the innovation. That's where coincided with the problem statement we had, where we used to do all our workflow approvals through the email chain, and we were discussing with that, and when we were solutioning it, that's when GroupSoft came up with a nice product called Action Cards, which is offered by a innovation company called Skybuffer. So this is basically an intelligent action card, which is basically driving the productivity and actions based upon the interaction with backend SAP. For that matter, as an example, within the SAP scope I'm talking, but it is application agnostic. and it will interact with SAP in a email workflow, and there people get a notification on a need basis based upon the configuration, make a choice or a decision, and start doing the conversations with comments or approvals or declines or whatever it is, and taking it to the next level or a next status in a workflow fashion. That's where the innovation comes in, and it was a perfect fit for our problem statement, and we were able to implement in a pretty fast time, filling the gap of device agnostic mobility and taking those interactions with SAP outside the four walls of SAP on a go kind of a thing. So I'll go through a little bit features in the bullet points like this, where, like I said, the product itself is an out-of-box solution with a minimal configuration or a setting changes to meet our needs. The second feature is about, like I said before, it's a device agnostic. It's on a action, cards on a go kind of a thing. The other one is digitally enabled. Everything is there is no pre-configured. It drives through regular your email chain or any web browser or something like that. You can make decisions, and like I said, it improves the productivity. It fills the gaps which otherwise standard out of SAP wouldn't have filled the gaps, and you can configure to your a particular business flow well integrated with backend SAP. I'm just giving an example. Purchase order or approval. Yes, we have various ways of approving a purchase order, and another way of approving those kind of things is through email. Fiori, you have a tile-based approval, which is a role-based approval process. But here, taking that role-based approval or actions into a action-based approvals, basically, based upon a conversation, based upon a data available from the previous actions. So there, this product will fit into that problem statement, and it improves the asynchronous actions as well. You don't have to be online with SAP all the time. You can make the decisions, and when that decisions becomes online or hooked with the backend, it will automatically resolve into the backend. Yeah, it will talk about the workflow and other things, and it improves the business engagement and productivity and other things. And it's basically, since it's email interaction, it's geographically dispersed, and there is no limitation to the geolocations. Before I move on to the next slide, is there any questions that I can fill on this?
So, Jagan, what you're saying is, from layman's point of view, this is what, through SMS, through email, through chat, that's how basically the process is.
Right.
The latest technology standard.
Right.
So from the people who say that the SAP user, we're using SAP GUI, but this is like a very day-to-day we use mobile interaction.
Right.
That's what the latest benefit is all about, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, me myself interacting with SAP for long enough, I can't please enough that when I don't have to log into SAP GUI, but at the same time interacting with the backend screen is definitely a pleasing factor, and you can't imagine a day-to-day productivity without having to log into an email, right? That's where the whole innovation opportunity or the gap filling takes place, and this product is going to perfectly fit into that gap.
Thanks again.